Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk some Friday Night Lights. We have 4 college football games kicking off this evening. Apologies for getting this video out late. I did realize after publishing the video that I put out this morning that there was no audio, and this is the soonest that I could make this available to you guys, so my apologies. I still want to give you my best bets. Better late than never. All right, so we will probably be getting the worst of the lines here. We've seen a lot of movement throughout the day, but I'll give you guys my 3 best bets that I'll be making with 3 of the 4 games. I'm not going to bet the Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State game. It's just one where I don't want to get into it. There's really no edge that I can find, and with 2 teams that are kind of this lacking, I think in having success, it's going to be one that's going to be very hard to handicap. So I just crossed that one off my board. We're going to focus on the 3 other games that we have going on, and the first is we're going to start with Houston and TCU. Now, in this spot, we do see Houston opening up as a 17.5 point. I think at one point it was 18.5. Bet down to 16.5 as we currently are recording, as well as seeing that total sitting at 51.5. Now, within this matchup with the Horned Frogs, I do look at one common denominator in all of the performances by Houston. They've been shut out, I believe, 3 times on the season, and I look for that run to continue. 1-4, TCU plays good enough ball on defense where I think that they're going to be able to keep them down as well. So in this game, I do like Houston under 17.5 team total. That's where we're going to take a bet to make 1 unit. So I'm going to lay 155 to make 1 unit, taking that under 17.5. I just think that they're not going to be able to score against TCU. However, I don't trust TCU to cover to 17. And I think that we could get a kind of grinded out, kind of weird game that goes under the total. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards taking Houston under the team total 17.5. Next game we're going to get into will be Syracuse and UNLV. We do get Kyle McCord back in action going against the UNLV Rebels. UNLV last week was one of my best bets, probably my biggest bet of last weekend after we've seen the NLI issue with the promise money that we had in the fallout that ensued shortly after. But that's kind of where we look at this game. And Kyle McCord going into town, he's going to be able to throw the ball effectively. UNLV, I think that the tape is going to be out on their quarterback replacement. He is a playmaker. He's dynamic, but I think it's something where you kind of get a little bit of a better performance when nobody really knows what they're getting. So that's why I think that UNLV was able to run rampant. And I think that even though they are going to score some points due to his athleticism, I just look at this game. There's going to be a lot of points. I think both teams get into the 20s. And if not, one team gets into the 30s. So that leads me to my best bet for this game because I do like the Orange as well. Okay, the Orange go on the road. We've seen this number get bet down from 6.5. Now there's a 5.5 in the market that's juiced up. So if you do want a 6, you could still have that. It's just going to cost a little bit more. But I do like Syracuse. I actually like a little sprinkle on them straight up on the money line. That there's a little bit of buyback on that as well, as now we see it plus 185. It was plus 190 a little bit earlier in this day. But I am going to be taking Syracuse, a little same game teaser, a little modified teaser. I'm going to get the over 49 and couple that with the Syracuse Orange plus 10.5. So we do have a same game teaser, and that will pay at plus money. So that's going to be where I'm at, my best bet for that game, kicking off at 9 p.m. And then the game that everybody's going to be kind of in tune for, it is a Big Ten matchup on a Friday. We do have Oregon hosting Michigan State at Autzen Stadium. Now, this is one where we see the Ducks 23.5 point favorites, big favorite. And I just don't really believe in Michigan State's quarterback. I know that he was dynamic last year, but Michigan State still struggles to score points. Now we get this total at 52.5. I look for the Oregon Ducks to take care of business. We're all waiting for that kind of Spencer Rattler performance where he just comes out and absolutely dominates the competition, kind of what we've seen before, okay? But within this game, I just look at one thing and one thing in specific. We do see the likes of Oregon being better on defense. Michigan can play defense as well. And I was talking about Spencer Rattler and what he was able to do after transferring. But we do get Dylan Gabriel here, and everybody's kind of waking. And what I meant by that was everybody's waiting for that breakout game. Okay, so when we see kind of what's able to go down, Spencer Rattler was able to do it last year. It's a very similar type of quarterback where all of a sudden, boom, Heisman consideration is back on the table once again. So I do look for Dylan Gabriel to kind of have a Spencer Rattler NLI transfer portal type performance here where they absolutely have their way with Michigan State. Michigan State, Playing against Ohio State last week was abysmal. They did not put up any offensive numbers. Defensively, they could not hold the Buckeyes in check, and I think the Oregon Ducks go 5-0. If I do have to lean towards a side, it would be towards taking Oregon. I would take that -23. That's where I lean. But I am going to look into this game and taking one thing in specific. That's going to be Oregon -23. And I do think that we get the Ducks' best kind of primetime performance here. Michigan State going on the road after playing Ohio State, they're going to be banged up on defense. And I think that one thing Dan Lanning wants to do is once he gets his offense running finally this year with the likes of what we've been able to see, within Dylan Gabriel, I think that's where we get the best performance of the year thus far, and I think the Ducks roll. So give me Oregon -23 and kind of fading Michigan State from this point forward. So if you do like the over, that's probably where I would lean, but it is very much in the cards that we see Michigan State kind of falter and really stutter trying to score points in that hostile environment in a primetime Friday night game. All right, so that's kind of where I'm at. Those are my best bets. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for being late. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash that like button as well. Good luck with your picks, and please stay in tune for my video tomorrow where we will go over the entire college football slate with my best bets throughout the day. But that's kind of where we're at for the Friday night contest. And here you can see a quick recap of my best bets. We're going Houston under 17.5 team total, Syracuse over the 49, and the Syracuse Orange plus 10.5 in a little modified same game teaser. It's never a good idea to tease college football, but I think this one's going to cash because I do see a lot of points, and I do think Syracuse has a potential to win this one outright. So I am probably going to back the Syracuse Orange on the outright money line as well, just with a little bit of a sprinkle on that one. And obviously, we're going to take the Ducks -23 as well. So those are my best bets. Good luck with your picks, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow.